Alright, man, peace. You know, brothers, after I saw this segment on the Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe show, I had to create a video about it because Shannon Sharpe pretty much was able to encapsulate what the real issue is with Antonio Brown, which I've touched on in other videos. That being that Antonio Brown is not frustrated because the Steelers are losing. He's frustrated because he's not shining. And he's extremely resentful that there are other receivers that are receiving attention. And to a degree, I understand that, because he is a superlative wide receiver who works extremely hard. All you have to do is look up one of his training sessions on YouTube to see how hard that brother works. But it's very commonplace for top-level receivers to become jealous when one of their fellow receivers starts to shine. I would even notice it back in the day if John Taylor was getting more targets than normal. Jay Rice, he might shoot Joe Montana or Steve Young a look, like, dude, I'm open, even when he wasn't. But I'm just going to let Shannon Sharpe break this down because he did it extremely well. He was very forthright and very honest. So they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
Pittsburgh ain't about consistency. They're about winning them championships.
No, absolutely.
And they need to win some championships. And the way that you see what's going on, all that sniping and bickering back and forth. See, the problem going on with Antonio Brown, let's talk about that. There's a guy, number 19, he getting them catches now. Those Antonio catches. Antonio see that.
You're talking about Juju.
Yeah, that's what's going on. So what they do early is that they double team Antonio to get Ben off that read. So Ben's going to the one-on-one with Juju. Juju winning. So now Antonio like, man, they're not giving me that ball. Well, Ben's read is taking him to Juju. It is taking him to James Washington. And so that's all we do. See, that's what you do to a great receiver. You double him early, get him frustrated, and then guess where you going to be at? Gonna be in the quarterback here. He gonna be throwing papers on the sideline.
So you telling me?
Absolutely, and I've seen it back in the day. I saw Jay Rice get frustrated. Now, he would not get as demonstrative as Antonio Brown or nowhere near as demonstrative as an Odell Beckham, but he would get frustrated. And for those of you who don't remember John Taylor, or I should say those of you who never got a chance to see John Taylor, he was an extremely talented, borderline great receiver who was just happy being a number 2. So you never heard about John Taylor. But there were other great receivers as well. On the Dallas Cowboys, if Michael Irvin got double teamed, they throw the football to Alvin Harper, so on and so forth. But that is the real issue. The real issue is that Antonio Brown is frustrated that Juju Smith-Schuster is starting to shine a little bit.
Telling me Antonio's lying when he says he just wants to win games? No.
Oh, he wants to win, but he wants to win getting a buck 50 and 2 touches.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, that's how everybody is. I want to win, but I want to win and get my numbers now.
Absolutely. Because when contract time comes, they're not going to want to hear, well, I was double teamed, that's why my catches went down.
Me winning and me not getting no numbers, because now y'all going to start talking about, oh, this guy better than me. That guy better than me. And we know he's not better, because that's why he said trade me.
Yep.
And the man got his money. What are you talking about trade you?
Well, Shannon, first off, we know damn well that he was not truly trying to challenge the Pittsburgh Steelers to trade him. He was trying to challenge the former colleague or the former member of the Pittsburgh coaching staff, per se, or the assistant to the coaches who was trying to challenge him over social media. Antonio Brown's problem is that he's just way too plugged into social media. And it's going to be the death of him if he's not careful. Once again, he's already 30 years old. And in NFL circles, he's viewed as being middle-aged. So he's going to be considered on the downside very soon. I'm sure that he may be able to get one more big contract. If he does, it'll be out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that is what he's considering. He wants to be a social media star. He wants to be someone who's relevant on a pop culture level. He's never going to be an Odell Beckham, but he would like to be on that level. I'm sure that he's trying to figure out how come Odell has surpassed him. There's quite a few reasons why Odell has surpassed him as a global icon. That will probably be another video for another day. But in regards to what Antonio Brown's frustrations are, I could not have put it any better than what Shannon Sharpe laid out right here. He's upset because Juju Smith-Schuster is getting some of his targets as he considers them. In Antonio Brown's perfect world, he would have 15 catches every game. Juju would have about 3 catches, and the third and fourth guy on the depth chart, they might have 1 catch each. And Pittsburgh will win every game 45-13. That's Antonio Brown's perfect world. But of course, as we know, as Shannon Sharpe laid out so well, what teams are going to do, especially with no Le'Veon, they're just going to double down on Antonio Brown and force Ben to beat them with his second and or third option. Now watch, once Le'Veon comes back, it's going to open up a lot of passing lanes for Antonio Brown. But great job here by Shannon Sharpe. So peace.